Hello. I tried making a similar video as to the one that I'm about to make right now, but I went on way too long, and it was like 20 minutes, and that's way too long because people have short attention spans. I know I do, but I'm gonna try to do a similar video right now, but brief. I'm gonna open with a quick passage from the Bible. It's this: Therefore we do not lose heart, though outwardly we are wasting away, yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day. For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but what is unseen. For what is seen is temporary, and what is unseen is eternal. That's the part I want to focus on. Basically, the Bible is telling us to focus on what is unseen, which is, if you think about it for a second, just in your natural, rational process, you think, that doesn't make sense. It says, focus on what is unseen. I'm going to try to explain that. The unseen world is more significant than what's in front of your eyes, to more degrees than one. First, I'll start off by saying that the Bible says in one part that everything that we see was formed from the unseen world. The seen world was formed from the unseen world. I'll give you a real life application of that. Your computer monitor that you're looking at right now was at some point an idea inside somebody's mind. It was completely invisible, completely not physical, and whoever that person was just dragged it out of their mind, and boom, it became real. It became something besides just a concept. So the same thing is true of the earth and everything in it. It was at first invisible and completely not material, and God just brought it into reality. So what's that say about you and me? That says about you and me that we're not just, that. We're not just that stuff that we see in front of us. We're spiritual. There's a greater facet of who we are than just this skin. I'm not my sweet outfit and my body. That's not who I am. I am the unseen aspect of myself. That's who I really am. The stuff that's inside of my head and the stuff that my spirit's composed of. That's who I am, and that's who you are, actually. So, this verse is telling us, so we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen. For what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. That's what I'm trying to sum up here. That this really over-exaggerated emphasis on material things, our culture that's super driven by, like, who has the sickest outfit and who can pack the most muscles inside of their clothing, and for girls, who could be, absolutely decked out with the most expensive bag, and who can have, the best tan and all this nonsense. That's insignificant. It doesn't really matter. I mean, do I like clothes? Yeah, I like clothes, but I'm not going to make my entire life about it. And that's what this world would have you believe, that you are what you wear, and you are how you style your hair. That's not who you are, man. Or woman. But yeah, that's why also we can't get satisfied, because we're trying to satisfy spiritual hungers by physical means. We're trying to appease the appetite of our inner spiritual man that desires for spiritual fulfillment. We're trying to satisfy that with just all this outward stuff, all this physical stuff, like relationships with people and careers and successes, and none of it will work. I'll save you a bunch of time right now by telling you that you cannot be happy without God. I found out the hard way and wasted plenty of years of my life trying to satisfy a spiritual longing to know God with just empty pursuits that left me more wrecked than I was and more empty than I was in the first place. Relationships don't work, not unless they're in the context of, the way God views relationships, which is not just dating a bunch of people until you find one that's suitable enough to marry. It's about just having one person, one awesome person that God has for you. Relationships do not work. Careers and success and money don't work because you can actually be really good at something and work a really, by the world standards, successful career and make a bunch of money and be really good at it, but you will still not find satisfaction in it because it's not what you were born and built to do. Fish are built to be in water, and they're most satisfied when they're in water. When they're out of water, they're just dead. They don't work too well. Same thing with you and I. When we're outside of our prescribed environments, we don't work well. And that's why half the world, if not more than half the world, is really, really miserable and trying to ignore it by filling their lives with a bunch of distractions, which really, I think the heart of this verse, or at least part of the heart of this verse that I catch, is that you gotta really put your pursuits on more than the stuff that you can see, and begin focusing on the inward part of you and satisfying that part of you, because you cannot satisfy yourself with temporary physical stuff. I think I've said everything I want to say, actually. So I'll cut it to an end and try to encourage you to try God. I mean, no, I'll scratch that. Don't try God. Actually pursue Him. Go after Him. Because you can't just try God. He's not like a means to your end. He's not just someone you go to so that you can be happy. He is not a means to your end. He's your Father, your Creator. He made you, and He wants something from you. You come to Him, obviously, and you expect that He's going to heal your heart and make you feel like a whole person, which He does. But that's not the whole purpose of God. He's not just some counselor that will make you happy and, just solve all your problems. He actually wants, like, great, huge stuff for your life. And He'll lead you towards that. But you gotta cry out to Him. It says, whoever seeks me will find me, and whoever knocks, to him who knocks, it'll be open. So there's a challenge for you, Facebook friends and YouTube people and anyone on MySpace and the world out there, people who know me, people who don't know me. Try to seek after God and see if He doesn't open Himself up to you, and see if He doesn't give you a life that is more satisfying than what you've got right now. Find some people who go to church. Find some people around you who believe in the Bible and start hanging out with them and start getting a feel for what your life can be. It's so much more than you know. And I really pray and hope that you find that out sooner than later, because life lived without God is honestly a waste of time. Limited time. So, yeah, that's that. Hit me up on Facebook or MySpace or wherever you're seeing this on, and we can get into a conversation about this further if you've got questions. Bye-bye.